So the bad news about the iPhone 18 continues because leakers keep doubling down on the idea they're downgrading this phone. Before we dive into this though, quick favour, around 90% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed, which is kinda mad considering how deep we go into Apple leaks, breakdowns, and long-term analysis. So if you enjoy this kind of content, hit subscribe and tap the hype button. Now onto this report. So a leaker known as Fixed Focus Digital is claiming that Apple's planning manufacturing downgrades for the base iPhone 18. And yes, that sounds exactly like it reads. Apple might intentionally make parts of their new iPhone worse. Now, why on earth would Apple do that? Well, the reason behind it is pretty straightforward. Apple wants to keep the price of the base iPhone exactly the same, but costs are going up. Components are getting more expensive, manufacturing processes are getting more advanced, and squeezing profit margins isn't exactly Apple's favourite hobby. So instead of increasing the price, they might be trimming back certain features. Now straight away that raises a big question: what exactly are they downgrading? The first thing mentioned is the display. Apparently the iPhone 18 could see a reduction in screen quality, with the manufacturing process itself taking a step backwards. That sounds very dramatic, but we need to break this down first. So currently, the iPhone 17 has a 6.3-inch panel with ProMotion and up to 3000 nits of peak brightness outdoors. It's a great panel, and if you remember, ProMotion was one of the biggest upgrades that finally made the base model feel a bit more pro. So if Apple's looking to cut costs, you can imagine the display is the obvious target. But here's where I'm a bit skeptical, guys. There is no way, and I mean zero way, Apple goes backwards to 60Hz. That would be absolute chaos. Reviewers would tear this phone apart, Twitter would explode, and even casual users might pick up on their phone feeling laggier. A more realistic scenario in my opinion is maybe brightness, dropping from 3000 nits to something like 2000 nits, which the iPhone 16 offered, is something Apple could get away with. It's still bright, still usable outdoors, but technically a downgrade that most people won't clock unless they're doing side-by-side comparisons in direct sunlight like absolute nerds, which, to be fair, is something I would too, I can't lie. But again, I would be surprised if Apple does this. Another possibility is panel efficiency or color calibration. Apple could slightly tweak the quality behind the scenes without making it obvious on a spec sheet, and that's the kind of move they would love because it saves money without causing outrage from spec warriors on the internet. Also, maybe they use different suppliers who have lower quality panels. Again, that's something that they don't have to directly say on a spec sheet. But ultimately, I think that would be way too risky because we interact with the display every single day. Any change would be apparent, and so I think the display won't change. But the second downgrade that's being discussed is the chipset, and this one actually makes a lot more sense. So currently the iPhone 17 and 17e both have the A19, but there is a difference. The base 17 has a 5-core GPU, while the 17e has a 4-core GPU, and then the Pro models push that even further with a 6-core GPU on the A19 Pro. What's being suggested here is that the iPhone 18 could drop down to a 4-core GPU, effectively bringing it closer to the E model in terms of performance. And this, guys, is right up Apple's alley. They already bin chips, meaning they take slightly imperfect chips, disable Core 2, and then use them in lower tier devices. It's efficient, it reduces waste, and it conveniently creates product separation. So if the iPhone 18 ends up using a binned version of the A20 with fewer GPU cores, that's not exactly shocking. In fact, in terms of real-world usage, most won't care or notice. These chips are plenty fast. There's not really a big difference between the performance of the 17e and 17, and the A20 itself is going to be more powerful overall, especially if it's built on TSMC's 2nm process, which would bring a 15% performance improvement without hurting the efficiency. So even with one less GPU core, you're probably still getting a faster phone than the previous generation. The leaker also claims Apple might tweak the name of the chip to disguise the downgrades, which sounds fishy, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what this means. Apple doesn't actively advertise the number of GPU cores their phone chips have unless you dig into the specs on the website, so is Apple gonna hide that now? I have no idea. Moving on, there's also talk about broader cost-cutting measures across manufacturing, memory, and other components, so I'm assuming we might see slower storage and memory. The goal here seems to be aligning the base iPhone 18 more closely with the 18e, And that's actually a bit of a shift in strategy, because right now the gap between the base model and the E model is quite apparent. You've got big differences in display, cameras, battery life, and overall features. But if Apple narrows that gap too much, it creates a new problem. Why would anyone buy the more expensive base model? So Apple needs to be careful here. They can cut costs if they want, but they need to maintain enough separation to justify the range. One area where we could actually see an upgrade, interestingly enough, is RAM. There are reports the iPhone 18 could get 12 gigs of RAM, which would match what the iPhone 17 Pros currently have. And this ties directly into Apple Intelligence. AI features, especially on device ones, are incredibly memory intensive. Although, I'll be honest guys, I'm slightly unsure about this. We all know about the RAM shortages. RAM is the price of gold right now, and so if Apple's trying to save money, increasing the RAM would go directly against that and would not help with their cost cutting. So this could go either way. Now, I want to make one thing clear. I'm not trying to justify Apple cutting costs. Obviously, a trillion-dollar company doing this sucks, but at the same time, I think these articles are exaggerating how bad this will be. In my opinion, I don't think Apple's going to really make any big downgrades with the iPhone 18. So how are they going to save money, you may ask? By not changing anything. This whole situation actually reminds me a lot of the iPhone 14, and if you remember, that phone was basically the same as the iPhone 13, just in some new colors. It didn't even get the new A16 at the time, it just got the same A15 with one more GPU core. So Apple could follow a similar path with the iPhone 18, keep most things the same as the iPhone 17, tweak a few internals, maybe shrink the dynamic culling slightly, improve efficiency with the A20, and call it a day. And technically, that would still be more upgrades than the iPhone 14 got over the iPhone 13, and it's enough to be honest. The iPhone 17 is already really great, and it's going to continue being a fantastic buy, so Apple doesn't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel here. Personally, I think the chip downgrade is the only believable part of this report. A full-core GPU on a newer chipset is still going to be great, and while yes, it's a downgrade on paper, most consumers won't care or notice. Actually, I'm pretty sure Apple has done this with the iPad Air recently, where the M4 model has less performance cores than the outgoing M3. But did people care? No, because the target demographic for these products aren't going to care or count how many cores there are in their iPhone or iPad chipset. And again, I'm not trying to justify this move, but we have to remember, Apple is something called a business. Obviously, they want to make money, and so downgrading the chip slightly isn't the end of the world if the price stays the same. I'd much rather Apple give us a bin chip for the same price than increase the price and give us 1 or 2 more GPU cores. I don't care, it's not going to make a big difference. The display downgrade, however, I'm a bit more cautious about. Apple tends to be very careful with anything that directly impacts user experience in a very obvious way, so if there are changes, they'll likely be more subtle than drastic. For example, slower memory or storage, yes, tech nerds are absolutely going to care and they're going to rage about that, but average consumers, not really, they don't care about that, so that's something I could see Apple downgrading. But increasing the RAM, that's a wild card. It depends entirely on how serious Apple is about pushing Apple Intelligence across all devices, but I think 8 gigs will probably still do the job, especially since older Apple Intelligence supporting devices have 8 gigs of RAM. Either way, the iPhone 18 is shaping up to be a very different kind of update. Not flashy, not revolutionary, but strategically interesting. And that's what makes it worth paying attention to. And let's be honest, Apple not changing much with the iPhone 18 benefits us because you'll be able to buy the iPhone 17 for less and get a very similar experience. That's exactly what happened with the iPhone 14 and 13. The 13 became a better deal because the 14 was not really that different. And so being able to get last year's phone and it not being very different from this year's phone is kind of a blessing, I can't lie. But let's just say you have the money to splurge, in which case the iPhone 18 is going to be great because it's built on the already great foundations of the iPhone 17 and it's going to have slightly better specs and some fancier colors. So yeah, I have no complaints with this strategy. As a base iPhone, the iPhone 17 is already pretty complete. There's not many big upgrades Apple can bring to the table. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest iPhone 18 leaks, the split launch strategy, and whether Apple's actually going to go through with all these changes, make sure you hit subscribe and tap the hype button. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.